Hi everyone, and welcome to my driving video of this Jeep Wrangler Unlimited 4-Door X. Just giving you a quick preview of the outside so you can see what we're driving. It's all stock, it's all original except for those little off-road lights by the windshield that are extremely bright. It's a really pretty color, steel blue metallic. We're gonna go take this for a drive on some city streets and freeway streets. It's extremely clean, it's extremely nice, and we're gonna show you that just right now. All right. Seatbelt, most important thing, right? Are you ready? If you're ready, I'm ready. Move my seat back and away we go. So if you want to see the inside, outside in more detail, and engine compartment and underneath and all of that, I have a complete and total walk around video on my channel as well that should be pretty close to this one. So take a look for that and you can check it out in more detail as far as the overall vehicle. Thanks for joining, thanks for watching, thanks for viewing. If you like what I do and how I'm going to present this to you on this video or any others, give me a thumbs up, ring the bell and subscribe, and leave comments. Please leave comments directed at me if you like. Leave comments to talk amongst each other and use my video as a discussion board about Jeeps or your ownership of one like this or anything like that. Anything you want to say and share with the YouTube worldwide community, right? So, Jeep, I said on my walk around video, unmistakable, instantly recognizable vehicle, right? So, I mean, we're gonna drive this right now for 20 or 25 minutes, probably cover 20 plus miles on this video. And I bet you that we will see many Jeeps, particularly Wranglers. That was the door locks that just locked, by the way. I would venture to think we're going to see some Jeep Wranglers. So this Jeep runs and drives fantastic. There's nothing negative about drivability on this. Everything works like it should. Everything functions like it should. Four-wheel drive works like it should. Air conditioning's nice and cold. It's on right now. It's, of course, not like driving a Lexus or a Cadillac. I mean, you feel the road a little more. It's a little bumpier. But I will say it's largely better than the older Jeep Wranglers of yesteryear, like all through the 90s and the early 2000s, the most of it before this four-door version. And people still love that generation, which is great and fine and dandy, but they rode terribly. They were loud, they were noisy. They're very reliable, just like this is. They're very capable off-road, just like this is. But this generation and this version with 4 doors is a longer wheelbase. It's got a better ride. It's more comfortable. The seats are more comfortable. You know, that's my opinion. I like to be comfortable. I don't want to bounce around like a pinball inside my vehicle. So, the hardtop, this has a hardtop, as you saw. I would prefer the hardtop if I was going to drive one every day. It's quieter, it's more sound, it just feels more solid, it's not as noisy, it's easier to see out of the back, plus you get a rear wiper. You know, you can have the best of both worlds. You can have a hardtop and a soft top, but I prefer the hardtop in both look and functionality. And of course, it's easy to take off these front hardtop panels, as you probably know. The Freedom panels on the front too, kind of like an old T-top on a T-top car. They just come off with relative ease. You can definitely do that by yourself. What you can't do by yourself is take off the rear panel, the rear area of the hardtop. That requires the help of a friend, so and a little more time. But taking the front ones on and off is easy. Taking the doors off is easy. You can take off these 2 front panels and take off the doors, and you've got an open air driving experience unlike no other. Like I like to say, these Wranglers are fun in the snow and the sun, right? Sun and snow, or snow and sun, fun, whichever way. They're truly year-round vehicles for fun, driving, functionality, pleasure, off-roading, whatever it is that you like to do. So this road's a little bumpier. You can probably hear the little more bumps, a little more noise. You know, it is just that. You do feel and hear a little more than your average car, but like I say, it's substantially better than it used to be. Different way, but the road I like to travel on is currently under construction, so we'll go this way and go back the way we just came and back around to start heading towards the freeway. It's got great power and acceleration. I mean, the motor in these Wranglers in almost every generation is proven, it's reliable, it's a low cost of ownership, very reliable and bulletproof, and I think that lends to, personally, I think that lends to, there's a Grand Cherokee. Personally, I think that lends to why the resale value of Wranglers is strong and has always been, because they're such good vehicles and they're low maintenance and they're desirable by everybody, and they don't cost a lot to own and operate. So go anywhere and do anything is one of the slogans, right, of Jeep, but I think that's something that Jeep owners truly believe in, not just the campaign slogan. And it's very cult-ish to own one. We will see if we see another one on our drive, as we haven't so far, but there's a special Jeep wave that you give. I don't even know if I did that right, because I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert, because I'm not, but there's a Jeep wave you give to your fellow Jeepers. If your Jeep is parked in a parking lot, you may have someone put a rubber duck on your Jeep, and then you see people driving around with rows of them on their dashboards. You're supposed to get a rubber duck if it's your first Jeep purchase, supposedly. So there's a whole Jeep life, and you can become part of it with this Wrangler right here. So another thing that I mentioned, I think in the beginning when I was walking outside on this is all stock. So there's a lot of things you can do with Jeeps. There's a lot of aftermarket products out there, but this is stock and original, except for these little lights right here. But I like it that way, but there's a lot of people that like to do a whole lot of different modifications to their Jeeps, and that's great. You can lift them, you can put bigger wheels and tires on them, you can put different suspension, all kinds of stuff. So different four-wheel drive lockers, all kinds of things. So I like it just the way it is, but that's not for everybody. So we're gonna go a few more miles here, and we're heading to a freeway. We're gonna get on the freeway, go a few miles down, a few miles back. It runs and drives absolutely wonderful. I mean, the tires are brand new. Let me tell you about the new parts right now. So it has 4 brand new Cooper Discover all-terrain AT3 all-terrain 3 white letter tires on it that really look nice. I like white letter tires on a Jeep, so that's why I chose and selected those. It has those brand new on the vehicle, has brand new tire pressure sensors all the way around on the vehicle on all 5 tires. That would be including the spare on the back. And also had to put new lug nuts on this vehicle because lug nuts were a little swollen, and that's this style of lug nut tends to do that. So rather than chance having issues in the future, we just got rid of those lug nuts and put all new ones. So those are replaced. Also has a new serpentine belt, new valve cover gaskets. There's a Jeep up ahead, just turned in. New valve cover gaskets, new serpentine belt, a new starter. The valve cover gaskets were leaking some oil on the starter, so we just replaced the starter to prevent any issues with it. Fresh oil change, of course. A few other things. Transmission mount and a leak detection pump, which was an emission item. Transmission mount was a little weak on this, probably original, so replace that. It's pretty large piece, actually, almost like a cross member piece. So that got replaced. The leak detection pump got replaced. What else? Come on, Toyota. Jeez. The rear tailgate hinge completely replaced. I show and talk about this in my walk around video. The one that replaced it with is much sturdier. I think it's better looking than the factory one. It's got some stars on it, make it look kind of real patriotic and American. I like it, that's why I chose it. But it enables the tailgate to open and close very swiftly, without issue, without any sagging to it. So very, very nice improvement. I would highly recommend if you're having that issue with yours, or one that you purchased, or one that you're looking at. Look at that old Cherokee 2-door. That's a rarity. Yeah, they didn't make very many 2-doors, a lot of 4-doors. If you're having that issue with your rear tailgate hinge, I would recommend replacing it, because it's real nice to be able to open and close it without having to lift up on the tailgate, which is what ends up happening when they wear out. You have to lift in order to close it. So I would recommend replacing it, and it's not too expensive, just more laborious than the part. Also on this Jeep, another thing that's known about these Jeeps to wear out is the door hinge bushings, and this got all 4 new door hinge bushings. So when you open this door and you close it, it opens and closes perfectly. This driver door on this was sagging a little bit previously because of those bushings. There's a red Wrangler across the way, 2-door. So the door hinge bushings, certainly a big improvement. Again, not a large expense, but make it so the doors open and close just really nicely and without issue. And you know, just a nice improvement. And also, if you go ahead and do that on yours, if you already own one of these, you know, getting in there, replacing those bushings, lubricating everything, just makes it that much easier to take the doors off when you're ready to pop the doors off, when you want some fresh air, or you're going to take your panels off in here. So definitely would recommend doing that if you need it, and maybe even just because if you don't need it yet, you're going to need it. So anyway, enough about that. There's a yellow 2-door with the top off. Told you we'd see some Jeeps. They're everywhere, right? Everybody loves Jeeps. And going back to that for a moment, you know, I said on my walk around video that you don't mistake a Jeep when you see it coming at you, especially a Wrangler coming at you going the other direction on the road, like we've seen these few so far. It's just instantly recognizable, and it's iconic, and it's very patriotic and American as well, because it is, because the Jeep dates back over 80 years, about 84 years to be exact, to 1940. On some of the newer ones they say since 1941, and I couldn't quite figure out why they say that, because in my reading it was commissioned in June of 1940 to build them for the World War II. But anyway, you know, somewhere around 1940, back in 1940, there were 728. I think I read it was 728 or 768. It was less than $800 per Jeep for the ones that were built for the war. And anyway, you look at that design and you look at this here today, or even a brand new one today for $70-some thousand. What are you doing, pal? Can't turn right there. Oh, there's a black one. You know, yeah, anyway, they don't, it doesn't look radically different from what it was back then. So I think that's cool. I think that's neat. You know, I mentioned on my walk around video how you can't tell the difference between a Honda, a Toyota, a Kia, a Hyundai. Nowadays they all look the same, but this is instantly recognizable. So here we go on the freeway. We're at 70 miles per hour now. Speed limit 60. Whoops. Drives nice. Oh, I think I forgot to mention, with those new tires, new lug nuts, all that stuff, it also had an alignment done, four-wheel alignment, so the steering wheel's nice and straight. Doesn't pull, doesn't do anything like it shouldn't do. Nice and straight like it should be. So, 65 miles per hour right there. This construction ends a little ways ahead. There's the cruise control. I'm looking out front, don't worry. I just turned the cruise control on. Cruise control is working. You can see I don't have my feet on there. So just to demonstrate that there, turn that back off. I mentioned on my walk-around video, these off-road lights, very, very, very powerful at night. Almost, really about 4 times brighter than the regular headlights and fog lights. Just really illuminate the road. I mean, not something you can really drive, you know, behind people because you would blind them, but they really illuminate the road if you're on a dark back road, or going off-roading, of course. And they just really cast the light out far up ahead. It's pretty cool. They're pretty powerful for how small they are. So, you know, it's a good ride. It's a little more wind noise than your average car. Still way better than if it had a soft top, in my opinion. The seat's very comfortable for me. I am about just a little over 6 feet tall and about 180 pounds, and I find the seat to be very comfortable, supportive. The bolsters on the sides feel good. You know, there's nothing negative about that. You know, going over those bumps right there, you certainly, you know, feel it a little bit, but it's still acceptable, it's still comfortable. Pretty good visibility in these Jeeps, I would say. Little bit of blockage right here with the size of this A-pillar right here on the side of the windshield, but you know, you're sitting up so high that you can see out and over very easily. You know, the line of the door right here, the belt line of the window is nice that it's down low like this, because it really feels like you're looking down and out rather than, you know, some cars where this is a lot higher. So not bad at all. Not bad visibility. This has brand new. Here we are at 72 miles per hour. Kick it up a little more. This has ABS rain guard window guards on it, so that takes up a little bit of visibility, but I like the look of them on the outside. So yeah. So there we are, 75 miles per hour, nice and straight and smooth, as it should be for having 4 brand new correctly balanced tires and a fresh alignment, right? I don't remember if I mentioned this on this video. I know I did on the other. The brakes on this Jeep have about 80% life remaining, so they're not brand new, but they've got lots and lots of life remaining. So we're gonna get off at this exit right here and turn around and go back the same way. This is Beach Road, and a friend of mine named Tom lives on a beach road, a different beach road, and he drives a Jeep just about like this, and it's a 2017, and it doesn't look any different than this. So that lends to my comment about how they don't really look that much different. This 2008 hardly looks much of any different to his 2017. I mean, yeah, a few little differences, but the general shape and style and structure and even the wheels, I believe, are the same. So, you know, really not a whole lot changes in the years, and I think everybody knows that. But my mom had, I mentioned on the other video that both my parents have had several Jeeps, and I've owned several myself as well. One of my most favorite Jeeps I ever owned was a 1997 Grand Cherokee Orvis Edition. If you know what that is, you know. Kind of special, kind of unique, really cool moss green pearl paint with green and beige interior with a red piping on the seats. It was just spectacular. It had an upcountry suspension on it, and it was really good looking. I really love that Jeep. But my own mother has had several Jeep Wranglers. She had one of her first Jeep Wranglers she bought in her younger years was a 1981 CJ5 that had big super swamper tires on it and a manual transmission. It was white, and yeah, I couldn't see her driving it today because she's 75 years old now, but she had that back when, and it was really cool. It was a 2-door, it had a soft top, it was a manual transmission, and it ran, had big tires on it. I think the suspension had been lifted too, and it was cool. We had a lot of fun with that. So I think everybody has some type of a Jeep story or Jeep memory, or someone's that they rode in, even if they didn't own one, or their parents didn't own one, or their whoever didn't, you know, brother, sister, whatever the case. So we're gonna get back on this freeway here and travel back the same way we came. Very easy to drive. You know, the excuse me, the acceleration is modest and easy to get up to speed. You know, it's just enough power, I think, for this size and type of vehicle. The steering I hadn't commented on yet, but I was just thinking about that. Very easy, not heavy or difficult. I was thinking about that because I remember the CJ5 Jeep that my mom had, and I don't know if it was the big tires or weak power steering, or if it even had power steering, but I just remember it being very, very difficult to steer. It was probably the huge tires, but this is pretty effortless, so definitely easy. There we are at almost 80 miles an hour now. Whoops. Cruising right along. Hey, you guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching and looking, as I said in the beginning, I think. But if you're still along for this ride, give a thumbs up if you like what I do. Ring the bell and subscribe to my channel. And like I say, use the comments section to talk to me directly or ask me any questions you like. and also as a discussion board to talk amongst yourselves with any of your own feedback or ownership experience, comments, or thoughts or suggestions. Feel free. So happy to see the engagement, and I like helping people. I like helping people make decisions. I enjoy getting feedback about my videos sometimes with people that have gained insight about a vehicle that they're looking to purchase by watching one of my videos. So that makes me feel good. Congested with the traffic here, but yeah, overall I would recommend buying a Jeep Wrangler. I've already stated earlier, I like the hard top, I like 4 doors, I like to be comfortable, I like it to be as reasonably quiet as it can be. I would absolutely not buy a newer electric one. I've read about a lot of problems with those, and they must be having a lot of problems with them, because I also saw that there's big huge rebates available on them. They're still expensive, but there's some rebates available on new ones. And I read somebody's post on Facebook the other day that made me kind of laugh, because it just keeps dying on them. So I wouldn't recommend one of those. Stick with the old classic. Look at that. That's newer. That's a 2-door soft top, opposite of what I'd like to drive, but he had an American flag on his shirt sleeve. That Jeep we just passed was certainly newer than this one, but you can't even tell. Can't tell the difference. That's right. How many more Jeeps can we see on our drive? Maybe 2? Still a little bumpy over the bumps, because the wheelbase on Jeeps isn't really that long, but like I say, far better than the older ones, in my opinion, and far better than 2 doors like that one we just passed. So if you have anything specific you'd like to ask me, feel free to do so in the comments, and I will try to reply as quickly as I can. Yeah, at this kind of age and price point, I would say that it's a lot of vehicle for the money, and I would say that you absolutely can't go wrong. The depreciation on Jeeps has always been very, very slow, and once you get kind of to this point, it's gonna hold value pretty well. It's not gonna change much at all, as long as it's reasonably taken care of and in good operating order. So this Jeep, with all the new parts that I mentioned earlier, absolutely ready to drive, ready to enjoy. Doesn't need anything right now and shouldn't need anything of any substance for quite some time. So that's a huge benefit. That's how I like to present a vehicle, and I like it to be absolutely transparent and absolutely ready to go and drive. so that you can enjoy it right away. That's the way it should be. So unfortunately, I'm not going to do any off-road demonstrating on this one because I don't want to get it dirty. It's too clean. It's too nice. But there's a whole nother side of the world to be adventured with a Jeep, and going off-road or driving through a big field like that right there, a whole lot of fun. So I'll leave that up to you in your Jeep. But I think we've seen enough here. See the steering through these roundabouts? Easy and effortless. So I appreciate each and every one of you for watching and viewing and commenting, and definitely certainly hope that I've shed some light to the Jeep Wrangler world and understanding of, and some feedback of. And with that, I guess we're not going to see any other Jeeps today. See, I say we'll see a bunch and then we don't. But I thought that we would, because it's a nice, beautiful day. We saw a few with the top off, or one with the top off that was back there earlier. Anyway, not that big a deal. You guys know that they all come in different shapes and sizes and colors. And you know what I like if you've watched this whole video. So, thanks for watching, thanks for looking, thanks for joining. Give me a thumbs up if you like my video and what I do. Subscribe by ringing the bell if you like what I do and you want to see some more car videos. Subscribe to my channel, and leave your comments for me or for others to talk about anything related to this Wrangler or Wranglers in general. All right, you guys, make it a great day. Thanks for watching, thanks for joining, thanks so much for being you. Oh, and perfect, here comes a Wrangler, so we can end with that. Oh, that's a pickup. Nice. Gladiator. Very cool. You know, let me just continue for a moment. I saw a Jeep Comanche yesterday, and if you know what that is, oh, there's a purple one. Look at that, with a soft top and tinted windows. See, I told you we'd see two more. I just kept dragging my feet till we saw two more. I really wasn't doing that on purpose. Anyway, I saw a Jeep Comanche yesterday, which was a pickup that Jeep made that was Cherokee based in the late 80s, I think, and then it stopped in the early 90s, 91 or 92, somewhere in there. But I saw one of those yesterday. It was kind of beat up, of course, but it was sweet. It was awesome, and it was really cool to see. And it wasn't in terrible shape, and that was just really neat. Something I always thought was just really neat. So very desirable nowadays. So all right, take care. Thank you for watching and joining. Subscribe, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Until next time, peace everybody. Bye bye.